Myself Anandu Ramesh, and my thesis topic is Psychosocial Village. Famous American actress Glenn Close once said, "What mental health need is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversations." And currently, day by day, the number of mentally ill patients are increasing, and the reason is many. Majority of them is people are not able to access into the mental health services. As a study reported by WHO in 2018, India is one of the most depressed country in the world, and currently India is in the top 10 most depressed country in the world. Now coming to the topic, what is a psychosocial rehabilitation? It is a process of restoration of community functioning and well-being of an individual diagnosed with mental or emotional disorder and who may be considered to have a psychiatric disability. The project is proposed as a solution for problems in Ulaanbaatar Mental Health Center. Ulaanbaatar Mental Health Center is a 147-year-old mental health center which is located in Trivandrum and which is one of the largest mental health center in Kerala, still lacking the basic facilities and infrastructures. And the required facilities are research facility, open ward, closed ward, adolescents ward, geriatric ward, ICU, rehabilitation unit, stay facility, single room or double rooms, recreation facilities, operation theatre and laboratory. So the aim of my project is to develop a psychosocial rehabilitation center by understanding the behavior of inmate and providing a platform for the recovery process incorporating social activities. The objectives are make a psychosocial village as a transition space between a hospital life and a free social life. Introduce the lacking facilities in Ulaanbaatar Mental Health Center. To study the history of mental hospital planning and get to know about latest pattern of planning. A study on the mental behavior of people with different disorders and the adaptation to various spaces. Incorporation of natural environment into the design to provide a healing atmosphere. I have collected all the data required for the project, which include user group activity study, as shown here. I also collected data regarding the spatial plans, what are spaces are needed in a mental hospital and how should be they related to, etc. And also collected standards and requirements from KMBR new foods, etc. I have done a live case study of Center for Harmonious Living Kuttipuram and Nimhans and a literature case study of Ulaanbaatar Mental Hospital and Vale Psychiatric Hospital. Center for Harmonious Living is an excellent project and it is trying to deinstitutionalize the mental asylum methods and procedures. And they incorporate many social activities for the betterment of inmates. Nimhans is one of the best mental institute in India and they have all the modern facilities. This case study helps to understand the basic requirement for a mental hospital and also understood the spatial relationship. These are the inference from all the four case studies. I mainly concentrated on the spatial planning and the form of the building, understood and compared the form of the building in each case studies, and understood how they're providing security and safety in all the buildings. Also looked into the materials and how they influence the mental characteristics of the patients. The site is located in Kollakadavu, Nedabangadu in Trivandrum districts and it is 27-acre land. It is used as a rubber plantation earlier and now it is an abandoned land. The site is a highly contoured one with a level difference of around 16 meters from the road level to the top, and the site have mainly two wind directions: the major wind, which is from southwest to northeast, and the minor wind, the local wind, towards the north direction. The site is well accessible with a state highway on one side and a sub road on the other side. Coming to the SWOT analysis, the strength of the site is since it is located in a suburban area, It provides a calm and natural atmosphere which is best suited for mental health center, and also it is easily accessible from the major cities. And the consistent wind in the elevator side can be utilized for providing natural ventilation comfort within the building. And the weakness, the site is only having very less vegetation, and only one portion of the site is covered with small shrubs and small trees. And the threat is, since the site is a high contour area, the planning and construction will be difficult. Also, there's a river flowing along the periphery of the site, so construction may impact the river, so we have to design the drainage pipes, etc., according to the river. And the opportunities are the presence of two roads around the site which can be utilized for a better circulation planning. And also there's different services, like there's a 3 wells in the site, there's a transformer at the periphery of the site, so which can be utilized for the service planning of hospital. These are the views from the site. This is a side section. In the section AA, there is a gradual slope with a level difference of 16 meter, and the section BB, there is a irregular slopes with a difference of 6 meter. The site is located in a suburban residential space, with the majority of the building around the site is residential, and there's a few public and commercial buildings along the state highway. Also, there are a lot of farmlands around the site. This is a diagram showing the sensory analysis of the site, which understand the quality of space by visual, audible, tactile and olfactory aspects of the site, and it is found that the center portion of the site is excellent in all these characteristics. The grid analysis is done based on slope, noise, vegetation, view from the site, privacy and accessibility, and it is found that the center portion of the site and the northeast portion of the site is having the best quality in terms of all these factors. The concept is breaking the typical form of a mental health center by nature-integrated community-based development. This is an example of a typical form of a mental health center, which is a closed ring structure, and it provides a limited view from the indoor spaces, and also inmates have only interaction with this enclosed area, and the closed form may lead to more psychological diseases. Hence, I updated this structure. Since the ring structure is the most secure one, I break the ring structure and I placed it according to the contour, so that it does not compromise on the security of the space, but it will be open to the one side of the site. So it will provide a great view into the scenic mountains in the nearby locations, and it eliminates the closed form, and they will be having more interaction with the outdoor areas, and we can able to create more interesting recreation space within the building. Another concept of this project is a concentric design. So all the cottages can open into a common facilities, and these can be considered as a community. So we can have different communities like these, which open to a common supporting facilities, infrastructure and services. The red area is the public area with less contour in it. It is readily accessible from the main road, and the main entrance is located on the south side, which I choose that location because there is a buffer space between the river and road before entering to the site, which can be utilized to control the traffic coming into the site. And the violet area is the parking area, which is a nearly flat area, and it is having an odd shape, so it is best to avoid buildings there, and since it is closest to the public area, it can be used as the parking space. And the green area is the inpatient ward area. According to my concept, I will be able to arrange these ward blocks on that contour space, so I choose that space as the private space, and close to that there's a blue area which is space for cottages. Cottages need to be in a highly private area also, since this portion is the is in the higher level. I can have a proper arrangement of cottages on the top of that area, and the yellow area is the service area. So I located that because there's a secondary road passing through, so it can be used as a service road and have a direct entry into the service area. Also, there's a transformer nearby that area, so which can be utilized for electric rooms and all. And also, this is a common point of the public and private area, so I can provide the services equally to all these spaces. The site is having two main entries. One is here into the public zone, and another is here into the private zone. And also there is a dedicated exit space near the parking slot, and also there is an entrance space for staff as gate 5. And this gate 6 is the service entry into the site. And after entering into the site, we'll be having a roundabout which directs us into the hospital as well as into the research block. In the hospital, initially we are entering to this buffer space here with a canteen and outdoor sitting space. From there we'll be having two entrances. One is OPD entrance here and another is casualty entrance here. And patients and families can have their vehicle parked in this parking area, which is having around 100 car parking space. Doctors can have a parking space here near the OPD entrance. And for casualty, after dropping the patients on this entrance, we can have an ambulance parking or emergency parking on this area. Then this road leads to the IP department, inpatient department. The inpatient department have a separate exit here, and there's a gate 2 here, which actually control the people entering into this inpatient area. There's also gate 3 on this side, which is also block the public from entering into this private area. So this is mostly secured as a private area with very less vehicular movement. Immediately after entering into the private zone, there is a parking space here. So bystanders and family can have parking here, and they can be visit their inmates in all these wards. So there is a two parallel road on the site. Which leads to the each wards. There are totally of 7 wards, namely as male closed ward, male open ward, female open ward, female closed ward, child ward, pediatric ward, and rehabilitation ward. There's a library in between the space at the center of all these wards, so it is equally accessible from everyone. Also, this is used to separate the male ward and female ward. And there's a yoga park here, a recreation space on the top, which can be accessed by this pedestrian path. And on the other side, there's a basketball court, badminton court. Basically, it's a sports area, recreation space here, which is also connected with the pedestrian path. Then this road lead to the cottage space, which is on the top level of the site. Cottage space is basically a large courtyard space and arrangement of class 1 cottages and class 2 cottages around it. There's also a visitor stay facility near the road itself, and also car parking space near the cottages. The ward is designed as a 2-level building, so it can be perfectly fit into these contours with 3-meter difference. And behind this rehabilitation ward will be having a 5-meter difference from the floor level to the level of the where the cottage is planned. So these can be actually used as a retaining wall which secure this entire space and their inmate space from the public. And coming to the public space, we have a OAT, we have a multipurpose hall, we'll be having a couple of shops, and a cafeteria, a large cafeteria here. The OAT is positioned here since it is facing the northeast wind. So acoustically, as well as considering the comfort of the people in the OAT, this is a perfect location for such a structure. And the hall is placed in this public area, which is a multi-purpose hall, which can be used as a exhibition hall, or a event conducting hall, or a training classroom, etc. And there's a shops nearby, which is actually used for selling the product which the inmates made in this rehabilitation ward. Then in this service co we'll have a waste management and laundry building, and there's a water supply building and electrical room here. And this road which leads to the farmland here, which is used by the rehabilitation ward inmates for farm work. And near the OPD, there's a space for staff cottages, and they'll be having direct entrance from the staff cottage area into this hospital building, behind the building, the back side of the building. So basically, the left portion of the site is a public space where we'll be having more public activities, more noise, and all the hospital activities and more vehicular movement. And on the right side of the site, it is a more quiet place with less public accessibility and less vehicular movements, and it will support the healing process of the inmates. This shows the circulation path of different user group. The hospital building design is started with a simple form of box structure, and then I adopted the Nalugata style, but here I used 3 courtyards, and this structure will efficiently control the lighting and ventilation within the building. And also there's a transition space between the emergency department entry and outpatient department entry. The basement floor includes a CSST, laundry, and electrical room, and it is connected to the upper floors by a stair and a service lift. And also it is connected to the side level by a ramp. There's an entrance into the OPD from the south side where the most point is located, and from here we'll be entering into the entrance courtyard of this building. This courtyard is used as the waiting area, and there's a small vegetations placed in this courtyard, which will create a green atmosphere within the building. And on this courtyard we'll be having different departments, like we'll be having a psychiatry department here on this left side of this courtyard, and on the right side we'll be having a pediatric psychiatry department and child psychiatry department. So each department include consultation room and a treatment room, and here it is facilitated within a nurse station which can control all these child ward, psychiatry ward, and a geriatric ward. And here it is a main vertical transportation course. There's a 2 lift here, 2 bed lift here, and a 1 staircase here. And after entering the building, patients will register here on this registration desk. Behind there's a record room and office space. So after registering here, there will be wait for consultation. And there's also a discharge area here, which is run by the social workers. And on this area we will be having a gents toilet and female ladies toilet here. And coming to the other courtyard, the second courtyard have the clinical psychology department, this blue color, and this brown color is the physiotherapy room. And adjacent to that there's a doctor's lodge, and on the left side there's a staff lodge. So basically this physiotherapy room is placed here because the people will be coming to the people coming to this physiotherapy uh, rooms will be having some physical challenges, so it is best to provide these facilities in ground floor so that they don't have to access this lift or stair. There's a psychotherapy rooms with two psychotherapy consultation rooms. uh, and coming to the other right side, this is the emergency department. So the casualty entrance is here. After entering into the casualty, there's a triage space here, which will be run by the social workers and the CMO as the chief. So these people will decide the patient situation, whether they need to go to the neurosurgery consultation or psychiatry consultation or neurology consultation. So there's a three consultation rooms here. So after consulting them, they'll be directed to into the short stay wards. There's a two short stay wards, namely as a yellow ward and green ward, and there's also a red area here at this top right corner. And nearby that there's a isolation ward also. Here we will be having an enter into a 2.75 wide code road which leads to a minor OT and a CT scan space. For emergency purpose we'll be having a operation within this minor OT itself. And these short stay wards are facilitated with toilet facilities. And here at this core, this is a service core of the building with a HU unit here, service left here, and dirty utility and clean utility rooms here, and a janitor's closet. This service core will be having accessibility to the two wings of these buildings, namely as the OPD and the emergency department. So it is easy to manage waste material as well as to manage the cleaning process. In the first floor, there is a ICU and OT departments on top of the casualty, and the remaining OPDs and therapy rooms on the left side. So coming to this OT, the patients will enter using this doctor patients left here into a semi-sterile corridor. From there, patients are taken into this pre-operation room where the patients can change, and from there patients are taken to this induction bay where they will be taken the anesthesia. Doctors can change in these doctors changing rooms, and staffs can change in these staff changing rooms, and there's a staff toilets behind these changing rooms. So after changing and the scrub areas here, after scrubbing, the patients and doctor will enter into this sterile corridor through this double door. So there's a two OT located here, and there's a OT supporting facilities like equipment store, sterilized store, OT pharmacy here. Behind the OT there's a dirty corridors which leads to the dirty utility and cleaning utility space and janitor's closet, so that services can be done through this dirty corridor. And after the operation, the patients are taken to this post-operation ward. From here, if they are better, they will be taken into this ICU on the right side. And there's a OT manager's room here and a meeting room here. And the public will be having an access into this space through these stairs and lift. There's a waiting area here, so if they want to visit patients in the ICU, they can have a visit along this path. And coming to the other side, after entering to this lobby space, we'll be having a security CCTV space on the right side, and the other side there is a toilet space, common toilet space, and then here we will be having a neurology, neurosurgery, and linguistics speech therapy consultation rooms, each of them occupied with a consultation room, treatment room, and a common nurse station here for this. and the north portion have a therapy rooms, namely as group therapy, occupational therapy, and linguistic and speech therapy. The second floor includes IP wards and administration on the right side, and laboratory and therapy rooms on the left side. As earlier, there's a waiting space here. From waiting area, we have access to the behavioral therapy rooms, and then there's a lab space, laboratory space, where we'll be having 3 labs for blood test, urine test, etc. Here, after entering, there's an station and an office space. From there, we'll be having a scrub space and a specimen collection space with the toiletry facilities. And at this corner, there's a staff lounge space. And this side, we can have an entrance into this reception space of the administration. Close to that, there's an MD's office. And there's a staff toilets here within this administration, and a conference hall here. And on this side, we have offices for the staffs. And on this area, there's an AHU for OT. The AHU for OT requires a separate AHU for sterilized air supply. So it is provided right on top of the OT space. And on this side, we have 2 wards for people from this ICU. So there's a staff lounge space, and each ward is occupied with a consultation rooms, toilet, medical store, and equipment store. These are the section AA and section BB. There's a truss roof over these buildings, which is actually semi-transparent roof, which allow adequate lighting, and one side will be open so that it will provide ventilation into these courtyard spaces. The ward is designed in 2 levels, considering the contour as well as the sun path. The ground floor of the ward block include dining space, social workers room, consultation rooms, treatment rooms, office space, staff space, and utility space. The cell and timeout room is isolated from the ward space, so that the top part of the ward space will be a calm and quiet space. The first floor includes ward and single rooms. Ward is located on the west side, and the single rooms are occupied in the north and east side. There's a 13 capacity ward, and there's 10 single rooms, and it is monitored by a attenders rooms located near the single rooms. The single rooms have a common toilet, and the ward have a common toilet, and at the end there's a activity room and multi-purpose rooms for the inmates. Also, they can use this courtyard as a recreation space, and these steps, a mini OT, which can be used as a recreation space or seating space, or they can conduct small programs here. For the closed ward, the planning is similar to the open ward, but added security by providing a double door in the entrance, and also, since the patients in the closed ward will be more violent, so that have provided 2 cells in the ground floor. In the first floor, which is also similar to the first floor of open ward, but added a facility called forensic ward, where the criminals with psychological problems are admitted here. Close to this forensic ward, there is a escort room for the police, and there's an attached toilet. Geriatric ward also have a similar ground floor, but an extended dining area for more people. On the first floor, there's 2 wards, male ward and female ward, and also single rooms. So if the pediatric people want a single rooms, they can use these 4 single rooms. There's a therapy room. So since these pediatric people will be physically weak, they won't be able to go to the therapy rooms in the OP department. So in case of emergency, they can use these therapy rooms for the basic therapies of these pediatric people. Then there's an activity space as well as a multipurpose hall on the end of this room. Child ward is also having a similar ground floor planning. The first floor of child ward is also similar to the first floor of open ward, but they have an additional small library for the children, then a small playrooms and a classroom. Then on the other side there's a seminar hall and a therapy rooms. From the first floor they'll be having an access directly into the closed play area on the north side. The rehabilitation unit have a similar kind of ground floor planning. The first floor of the rehabilitation ward is include all the rehabilitation activity rooms, which are the plastic molding session, gaming session, then weaving session, then printing session, tailoring session, then computer session, and candle sessions. This is actually a multi-purpose hall which can be changed into other sessions in the future if there's more activities are coming. On the second floor, similar to geriatric ward, we had 2 wards, male ward and female ward, then 4 single rooms, then their supporting facilities like activity rooms, TV, multipurpose rooms, therapy, etc. There are 2 types of cottages, class 1 and class 2. The class 1 cottages have a open veranda, it gives access to directly a bedroom space and then to kitchen space and a toilet facility. The class 2 cottages or the luxury unit, which will be having a veranda open to a living room, then there's a 2 bedroom and a common toilet and opening to a kitchen space. The multipurpose halls can be used as a training classrooms, meeting space, exhibition hall, mini auditorium or indoor play area. There's a partition wall at the center of the fort which can be closed to convert these into 2 classrooms. The OIT has a small stage at a height of 90 cm and which can be accessed through ramp as well as stairs. This OIT is located according to the contour, and also it is located close to the ward area, inpatient area, as well as there is a direct access from the public area. So it is equally accessible for all, and all the public programs incorporating the inmates can be conducted here.